200 pages into book 4, spoiler talk time. Let me start off by saying I was right. I was right. I knew that the mysterious death of the elder and the fourth prince was weird and that he was born mute. I was fucking right. Before I get into how I was right, let me go from a little bit of the beginning. So the sixth prince got caught because his plan was stupid. Literally, so fucking stupid. Like, he literally was like, oh, they're not his sons. And I'm just like, they are. That's so dumb. Honestly, them doing a blood DNA test was honestly very interesting because it's basically like science magic because the royal blood will glow gold. And I'm just like, are you sure? Yeah, sure. A magical plant. Sure, whatever. That helps you out. Just go with it, I guess. So, sixth prince is a piece of shit. Like, his wife even was trying to, like, hope that he would change his ways, and when she went to go visit him, he tried to her. Sadly, she lost the child, but also in a dark way, it was kind of good because now she's no longer tied to that son of a bitch who wasn't even the emperor's kid. He wasn't even the emperor's kid. His mother is a princess who was consort May, who was a captured princess from a land that the emperor had completely destroyed. And this bitch faked her death and Scooby-Doo her way into the harem. She Scooby-Dooed it because she literally had like prosthetic mask and everything and nobody paid attention. She never actually slept with the emperor because she hates him. She hates his entire bloodline. So not only did she poison the fourth prince, she poisoned Prince Jing, which is what gave him his muteness. The fact that he had the poison stay in his body for as long as it did was like kind of weird because then, like, after they dealt with the sixth prince, he started coughing up blood. I was just like, that came out of nowhere. Yeah, but she's behind that. She is the reason why Prince Jing doesn't have a mother anymore. This bitch is fucking crazy. At first, I thought it was Dancer Boy, but he's kind of part of it too because he is a lackey to this lady. And wow, she is heartless. I think in the original plotline, when Prince Jing ascended the throne through a more aggressive takeover method, he might have ended her. And like, Dancer Boy was just like, I get to be your queen. I don't give a fuck who you kill. So that was what the hell. To show you how cold heartless this princess is, she offed her son. Technically, I don't think that is actually her son. I think she pretended to be pregnant and she just found another royal from her home country and just passed him off as the son. He was drunk. Okay, he didn't realize what happened. He thought he had a one-night stand. It wasn't a one-night stand, guy. She hated your ass because when she was in the harem the first 3 days, when she was actually herself, like the princess, she tried to off the emperor. Okay, yeah, granted, she kind of had a reason, but like, she can't say like, well, you destroyed my kingdom. And I was like, okay, but like, you also targeted a lot of innocent people. You targeted babies. Like, bitch, you're nowhere in the high ground. Oh, speaking of babies, Prince Jing and Liu are going to have a daughter now because now that they found out that the mute isn't like genetic, which Liu always found was kind of weird because he was like, well, in the book they had kids and none of his kids ever had muteness, so that was weird. So yeah, now they're having a daughter, so yay, 5 kids. Jesus Christ, there's so many kids. A lot of things are literally just happening all at once. Also, this bitch has taken over the entire like palace for the most part, except for like Prince Jing's like guards, like his personal bodyguards, because obviously I don't think any one of his personal bodyguards ever trusted anyone in the royal family because they all hated Prince Jing because he was technically the favorite. And the emperor was going to make Prince Jing like the heir because, you know, he did all of this and he found out what poisoned him and everything. He even likes Liu because he's smart. And there was one part in this book that was kind of funny, is when Liu finally decided to slap the sixth prince in the face twice. I think the second prince, when he saw that, he's like, yeah, that's funny. It's a good slap. It's a good slap. That happened to me. You deserved it. So it's all just a bunch of crazy things. It's a little bit more fast-paced, kind of, because I thought we were going to just, you know, go from, oh, we defeat the sixth. I didn't think there was going to be another villain. I really didn't. But I did shoot myself in the foot when I said, like, you know what? Now that the sixth prince is taken care of in, like, the first, like, 5 chapters, what are we going to do for the next 400 pages? And they said, like, oh, you thought. No. there's actually someone else pulling the strings. But in the original plotline, Prince Jing was never cured. No one ever found out what happened to his siblings or his mother, and she died. What the fuck? And at least we finally had a use for that Manmer transformation, because he turned into a fish to take like this little talisman from the Emperor to the Duke and like the cousin, be like, hey, we're under attack, help us. So he did all that. The other consort ladies, like the fat cat, he came in clutch and helped like distract the bodyguards. Like, thank you, cat. All right, that was weird, but like, he snuck away from the Cold Palace to go there. Somehow the cat knew that Li Yu needed help. Somehow the cat that got transferred to the Cold Palace found out that Li Yu right now in this situation needed help. Plot convenience. That's all I can say. Yeah, so turned into a fish, swam all his way to the freaking Duke's place, because there's like just water past everywhere except for like that one section where he turned into a mammoth to like run, and then dived in and then turned into a merman to like get attention, to be like, hey, we need help, a husband. And that's sort of where I've left off, is like right where they're going to go rescue him. I'm assuming the Prince Jing is just gonna off her because she can't stay alive. Like, this is why whenever you say someone should be dead, you got to make sure that the body is there, and then you can set the body on fire, because a lot of people would not be dead if they purposely actually made sure that the person they said should be dead was dead. A lot of people died. Like, a fucking wet nurse died through the poison because this bitch was trying to kill the baby in the womb, so she fed them poison. Crazy. Again, the system has said, hey, Prince Jing is going to be the Emperor no matter what you do. All right, do something. I mean, I guess that's what the cat was for. Plot convenience. It's the main character halo that Li Yu keeps mentioning. He's like, I know he has the halo. I just gotta imagine. It's like, he does have the halo, and technically you are the love interest, and the love interest is supposed to be at the end, but the system never promised that your life would be normal. So I don't know where we're gonna go with this. It's been a year, so Li Yu is like 19, the prince is 20, so, and they have a kid coming. Li Yu has to give birth as a human now, because he had the option between human or fish, and he was gonna pick the fish, but now he's gonna go through human, because boy never double checks his choices. That's all for now. I don't know when I will actually finish this book. I kind of want to do it by at least Tuesday, because I have plans this weekend and I don't really feel like reading. So sometimes I feel like reading, sometimes not. Right now I'm kind of annoyed just because of the princess and how I don't even know how she has the Emperor underneath her control. Like, I really don't. Because her people are apparently really, really good with poisons and, like, really good at disguises. But, like, I don't know how she's controlling the Emperor. Like, I really don't. I was assuming she's just poisoning him. And I'm just like, okay, but, like, why would you agree to her? Like, she's not physically doing anything. She has people under command. But I'm just saying, how is the Emperor under her control? Hopefully it will be explained later, because if not, we're just going to have to go with it and be like, okay. I had to remember that I'm not taking this book series, like, really serious at all, because it's a fish, okay? It is a fucking fish. Li Yu did nothing and got turned into a fish. It's good that he has Prince Jing, because Prince Jing is a doting, loving husband. He loves his family to death, and, like, he is a good husband. He is a pinkish flag, because he's a good husband and a good dad. And now that he can talk, I guess it's better for Leo. Whatever. I think it's kind of ridiculous, but, like, fine. But he's also a tyrant. he will stab somebody. Hopefully the princess. I don't know. We're gonna see where this goes. Anyway, have a nice day, and I'll see you in the next part. I finished book 4. Spoiler talk time. Let me get this out of the way. This book bored me. I'm very sorry. I'm honestly disappointed in myself that this book bored me. Like, I felt like it was dragging a bit too long, and there was parts of the book where it was being repeated stuff, and I'm just like, why? And then bad guy after bad guy after bad guy. I'm just like, okay, so six prince, fake adopted mother who was crazy, and then dancer boy was involved again. And I'm just like, at that point, I'm just like, really sick and tired. And I also felt like the ending was anticlimactic, to be, like, honest. It wasn't really worth it. One of the reasons why I think it wasn't really worth anything in my eyes, it's just because we bring in like the princess from the other country and make it seem like she's gonna be really bad, but honestly I think the fight lasted maybe 2 pages once they, you know, broke in and stopped the emperor, because she only had like a small group of people, and like majority of the bodyguards in the palace weren't loyal to her at all. So this is literally just a surprise, and I hope you advocate the throne or else I'm screwed. So I was like, that wasn't really thought out well at all, you know. And then she killed her fucking pseudo son. She didn't actually give birth to him, apparently. She just found some royal blood and just passed him off. So it's whatever. Ironic. And then Dancer Boy. What can I say about him? I think the Emperor is a stupid character because he literally just let Dancer Boy get away from all of this because, like, the Emperor wanted to make sure that there was no more, like, spies or secret, like, people working for the princess anymore. And he let Dancer Boy go because Dancer Boy, even though he followed her lines, because he's also from the same nation that she is from, but he didn't fucking know. He was worried that she would tell the Emperor, so he played along with her, but also would just give the Emperor like water and tea to be like, oh, I hope you're okay, stuff like that. But he just wanted to climb the ladder of the harem, even though the Emperor had only ever been around another guy when he was younger and mostly just prefers women. So I don't know where he thought that was going to work. Also, Dancer Boy got into the harem because of the princess recommendation. But yeah, the Emperor was like, oh no, he gave me tea and water, so he can't be evil. Really, we're going with that. I honestly think the Emperor was just stupid. That's my personal opinion, okay? I feel like the writer did this just to make the story progress a little longer because literally the Dancer Boy was the last bad guy we had to face because he tried to out Liu as a fish Yao. And it didn't work because Liu's not actually a Yao. He is a person who got fucking stuck with a system turning him into a fish. So all of these little tricks and traps and stuff didn't really work. In fact, it pissed Prince Jing off even more because Dancer Boy brought in a Taoist priest who jingled the little bell at Liu and it's like, turn back into a Yao. And like Liu was like, what the fuck? The Prince Jing was so offended that he had the gall to jingle the bell in front of his face that he just smacked him and made him hit a wall. This old man just went down. And, you know, Dancer Boy got punished, stripped of his title, thrown into the cold palace, no service, no connections. And then his legs got broken. So, yeah, the original main love interest for this book has his life ruined. And, he eventually wanted Prince Jing again because he was jealous that Liu was showered with love. And I'm just like, you didn't even like Prince Jing in the first place. You didn't like him in the original book. What made it was stupid. It was so stupid. I said before that I don't take this book serious at all because it's a ridiculous plot. Like, let's be honest. And the system is fucking stupid because once Liu finished everything and he finally got to take over, like, I guess share the country, even though at one point Liu was like, I don't know if Prince Jing should actually give me the country, like, to share the power because, like, what if I mess it up or something? And Prince Jing is like, it's okay if you do. And I'm just like, oh, that hurt. That hurt as an American right now. If you know what's going on in America, that hurt. That hurt. But, ride or die for him, indeed. But it didn't stop the system for saying, hey, now that Prince Jing is eventually the emperor and he has kids and stuff, how about you go home? Here's a door. And don't worry, we'll alternate your memories so you don't remember him at all. But Prince Jing and his kids will 100% still remember you. Like, what? How is that a reward? Especially when you find out that Liu is literally technically an orphan. Yeah. He lives alone in a very small, cramped apartment. His whole family is dead. Like, during the visit, because, like, he said, no, I don't want to leave my family and husband behind. The system says, okay, well, then I'll give you 2 days in the modern world. And don't worry, it's basically like fucking Narnia. Because 2 days over there is 15 minutes out here in ancient China, so you'll be fine. He's like, okay, I don't want to bring the kids because, Jesus Christ, toddlers and a 1-month-old would be too much for me. So I'm going to bring my husband. You would think that would be easy. No, not if you know this system. Liu wakes up in his apartment and sees his phone still on the fucking web novel that he read that he got transmitted into. Prince Jing is nowhere to be found. Prince Jing is a fucking fish at a fucking supermarket. Why? Because the system said Prince Jing doesn't exist in this timeline, so he must be a fish. If he doesn't exist, and it's fine for him to exist in a human form, bitch. Just more stupid shit just thrown at you. I thought the Odyssey was the one where stuff just keeps happening at you, but nope. This book happens a lot. Okay. So yeah, he spent half the day looking for Prince Jing. He found him because Liu was getting hit on by some creepy dude that apparently knew him because he was his neighbor, but he never talked to him. So that was creepy. Prince Jing was like, you do not get to harass my wife, and he slapped him with his tail twice. Even though the drawing that they used to illustrate that was him looking like a shadow. So I was just like, I was honest, like, please, God, do not make him a fish. And he was a fish. So yeah, that happened. So after they do all that, Prince Jing just needs 3 kisses so that he can turn human for the day. And then he can only use it once a day. Why the fuck would it be hard, right? So they go on dates, they go shopping. Liu decides to get a bunch of modern stuff to bring with him back in time, and that includes like a solar powered charger so that he can charge his phone because he wants to keep the photos that he took of him and Prince Jing. He also brings his kids back some like books and stuff that he read as a child, and he brings back, protection for him and his husband so that they can go at it, so that he doesn't have kids anymore, because giving birth was a little much in a human form, because they're thinking like, well, we can give birth in a fish form, but like human form a little we're gonna hold off on that. But might be hard to do that because people would find it weird. But I would give this book a 3 out of 5 because I genuinely like the first 2 books and like the first half of book 3. It's the second half of book 3 and then book 4 a little bit where it tampers off a little, just too much for me. But if you like relationship mostly based stories, then this is good because it is about Liu becoming human, but then also about Liu and Prince Jing falling in love and having a family. That's the entire premise. Everything else is like side plot for the most part, including the whole like, oh, you were poisoned and mute, like because she was wanting to kill you and all that stuff. That is literally just the side plot. It's not that important in my eyes. And because the author doesn't really focus much on that. We focus on Liu and Prince Jing. So again, if you're more about their relationship, this is perfect for you. Clearly, since my favorite series right now is The Husky and the White Cat, I prefer more of an arching plot. So I'm disappointed in this book. However, I do not hate the series. I think the series as a whole is a 3 out of 5. If you like cutesy Dame, this is for you. If you don't, and you don't like kids in the stories, hell, if you don't like Empreg, then this is definitely not for you. Okay. Anyway, have a nice day.